Hey, this is Bob Janes. In this video, I want to share the Desmos overlay feature with you. Now, the overlay feature is one of the older Desmos features and may not seem as flashy as some of the newer features like marble slides, transformations, or open middle problems, but I think that the overlay feature is still one of the strongest instructional tools Desmos has to offer. I'll start by showing you how to use the tool and then a few ways to use the tool during instruction. To use this tool, open any Desmos activity involving a graph or picture that students can draw on. Then, go to the screen that you would like to overlay. I have chosen to start with an activity called Match My Line. One way to use the overlay tool is for student monitoring and assessment. In this example, students are asked to plot 4 lines. Each line should pass through the black point on the y-axis and one of the blue points. Using the overlay tool, I noticed that one student's line is off by a bit. In this next example, students are asked to graph another line that is perpendicular to the dashed line. If you find that small groups of students are having trouble, you can provide individual support. And if most of the class is struggling, you can think about class-wide strategies or perhaps redesigning the activity for the next go-around. Another way to use this tool is to generate data and make conclusions. I found that my students were confusing the concepts of slope and distance. To help them, I first asked them to drag the blue dot to a point that had a slope of 3/4 from the point 0, 0. When looking at the overlay, I found it helpful to change to projector mode, remove the grid lines, and zoom out. Together, we looked at the overlay and did a think, pair, share about the shape we saw in the graph. Remember, the darker the point, the more graphs that are overlaid there. That's how I could tell most students selected either 8, 6, 4, 3, or -4, -3, because those are the darkest points. Students repeated the process, but this time with points that had a distance of 5 from the origin. Again, we looked at the data, discussed, and came to some great conclusions. Now, the overlay feature can also be used to start a discussion, even when more information is needed to continue it. When I overlay this marble slides graph, I might get some information about what methods students have chosen to use, but it could be difficult to use the screen to have an in-depth discussion. Our class had questions about the parabola-shaped graph, and for that, we needed to go back to look at the student's individual response. In addition, this feature is not limited to graphs. You can also use the overlay feature after students draw on a picture, such as with this Bridges of Königsberg activity. Some activities have additional features built in, like the function carnival activity seen here. With so many ways to use it, I hope that the overlay feature becomes a useful tool in your classroom.